Hey guys, welcome back to Makin Motor Moves. On today's episode, I'm going to show you how to service, dewinterize, and commission your boat for the spring season. Thanks for joining in. Like and subscribe as always. Here we go. Alright, so on today's episode, we've got a 2000 Monterey Montiva 190 LS. Really basic boat. 5.0 liter V8. We're gonna do water pump impeller. We are gonna do oil, drive oil, change all the spark plugs, put in a new battery, and then I'm gonna do a full detail on the boat. So for starters, I've got the boat jacked up so any excess water can drain out. I've already taken the covers off, letting the boat dry out a little bit, but first things first, I'm gonna go through, wash down all the dirt and grime from the winter inside the hull, and then get started on the engine. Alright, so I've got things pretty clean. Before, all these compartments were just full of old grime and oil residue and whatnot. That's pretty typical for a boat of this age, so I just washed some of that out. Nothing crazy, just a quick detail makes working on them a little bit nicer and you don't get as dirty. So now that the boat is all cleaned up and fresh, we're going to let it dry out for a little bit. And first things first, I'm going to drain the lower unit of its gear oil and flush that and change it. I've got my reservoir here. I checked it earlier. The oil looks like it's in good shape, but we're just going to go ahead and drain it. And it's just normally something you do for typical service. This is a 5.0 liter V8 paired to an Alpha Gen 2 stern drive. Here we have our Alpha 1 Gen 2 stern drive. I'm going to recommend to this client that they consider replacing their prop this season. They have a couple dings and dents on it, and really just for vibration purposes, it's probably good to have a clean prop. So probably gonna recommend them to get a new prop this season. Shouldn't be that expensive. These are just aluminum props. All I'm gonna do is loosen this fitting down here at the bottom and attach my drill pump to my electric drill. Pump all the fluid out into this used oil bucket, and I'll be replacing it with West Marine lower unit gear lube, Hypoid 90 weight, recommended for stern drive applications and manual shift outboards. This is just the same as the Mercruiser stuff, has the same additives. The Hypoid makes it blue, great gear oil, half the cost. West Marine, thank you. Make the job go faster, make sure you take the cap off your lower unit oil reservoir. Just set that aside there. Got my drill set up. My pump, hoses, reverse in the correct direction. I can start pumping. Sign of a healthy stern drive. No metal on the magnet. This one looks pretty good. We're gonna keep going. If flow starts to slow down, crack open your top now that oil won't come out since you've sucked stuff off the top, and keep on going. Once we're done with that, we're going to reinstall our caps. Make sure our gaskets are in good shape. If not, replace them. Then I'm going to reverse my pump, grab my new bottles of oil, fill the drive back up. Since I'll be pulling the lower unit half off of this unit to replace the water pump impeller. In the meantime, I'm going to hook up the new battery into its spot here, raise the lower unit so I have better access at the lower half to replace the water pump. And then go ahead, check all my bellows, make sure they're looking okay. I see their exhaust hose is cracked here. That's fine to leave for now. Main ones that you're looking for are your shifter, which is just above, and then your main gimbal bearing housing hose. All of theirs looks fine. I found that their Speedo water tube had fallen off, so I rehooked that back up. Now we'll go hook up the battery. While I'm at it, I found a couple deck fittings that are loose. Just go ahead and, as a courtesy, tighten those back up. Keep going on. All right, with the oil all drained, now I'm gonna take my 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bolts. Just to access the 5th one through the top here. I believe they're all 5/8. Take all those off, slide the lower off, fetch my water pump impeller, and swap it. So after a little parts run, we got our brand new Alpha 1 Gen 2 anode kit, 91 at present. Remember, this is a 2000 boat, 2000 stern drive. Fuel filter, oil filters in the boat, oils in the boat. New Alpha 1 Gen 2 water pump impeller and key. 8 new spark plugs. Mercruiser's recommended. BPR 6ES. You can also get BPR 6EFS and GK. New props on order. Here's the prop hub assembly kit for the center. New props coming. Again, here's our old prop, all beat up and nasty. So, got a new 14.5 by 23 pitch prop coming. And then the owner asked me to install some new speakers and check on his stereo unit. So, gonna get that done, but first off, we are gonna pull the bottom half of the stern drive off with our socket Allen key. I just ordered a brand new set, so we'll be all set to take care of that now. Man, you know, I always forget, but so this Allen key, you can see it barely, maybe. Anyway, there's an Allen head in there. It's 3/8. And then I always forget, you get that bottom anode off, there's one more bolt in there, and that guy's a 9/16. So we'll pop that guy off, this whole part will slide down. All right, I'm sorry guys. There's one more bolt here. Make sure you get that one too. Okay. Oh God, guys, there's a lot of junk coming out of this thing. Woo. Yeah, there it is. Oh, my drain pan was so close. Woo. Man, there's that guy. There's that guy. Oh, look at all the junk in here. Can you guys see that? Woo. All sorts of nasty junk. This has not been removed in a very long time, guys. Whew. Oh, all sorts of crusty stuff. Man, dirty, dirty, dirty. Whew. Yeah, look at this, guys. Gross. Gross, gross. I need to be careful my oil passage doesn't get stuff in it. Too late. I have to take this unit off here though to replace the impeller, so that's the next step. Take this off, replace the impeller, clean all this up, and shove it back on. let's see. There's our, all right, there's our water pump impeller. Everything actually looks okay. I was a little skeptical this hadn't been changed in a while, just in the case of the condition of the drive, but looks all right. So we're gonna pull the old one out, put the new one in. All the gaskets look fine. Our kit looks fine. There's no crazy wear. And just to mention it, you know, this thing looks pretty gnarly. That's why I hit it with the vacuum right away to get all the stuff out, make sure nothing fell in our oil passages here. But just good practice to clean things up before you put everything back together. You know, this is the Chesapeake Bay, it's brackish water, so it's a little tough on things, but nothing wrong with the way it looks, just it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna pull this shaft ring off, pull this housing off, and then pull my impeller off, and we'll slap the new one on. Old one out, new one in, good and tight, secured down. We're gonna clean things off real quick and slide this guy right back up into the unit. All right, we got her back on. You saw me struggle. The key here, you got to get the water pump intake and the shaft to align with its splines at the top. I made the cardinal sin of rotating the shaft while it was off, which messed me all up, so it didn't slide right back on. But that's all right. Had to readjust a couple times, use a little grit. We got her on. I'll put my bolts back on. A couple of these nuts were looking bad, so I got new bolts for it. And get my anodes put on too. And then we'll move from the drive and we'll move to the inside of the boat. Drive's all buttoned up. Got all of our anodes on. Now we're moving inside. Take care of the spark plugs. Don't mind that, that's just water from me washing. I'll vacuum all that out, dry it off. But in the meantime, we're gonna take our NGK BPR 6ES spark plugs, swap all 8 of them out, 4 on one side, 4 on the other. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my fuel filter real quick. I've already got it loosened with my spanner wrench. Pull that off, swap it in with the new filter, and while I'm at it, loosen the oil filter, not pull it off all the way, drain all my oil out, then pull the filter off, swap the filter, fill the engine back up with oil, just like we did the stern drive. the new spark plugs in. Old spark plugs out. We're gonna top off drive oil in our reservoir here. Add to the full line. All right, we got our new prop compared to our old one. I think there'll be just a few performance increases. Get that guy on there. Yesterday, I finished up all the spark plugs in the engine and changed the oil. Pumped it out just like I did the drive. Poured it in the valve cover cap. I'll show you that. And the oil filter here in a second, but I'm gonna throw the prop on real quick. Props on, nuts seated, tabs are cocked in, make sure the nut doesn't rotate. It's all good to go. So you guys are aware on this engine, oil filter back there in that corner, all set, labeled with the new date, fuel filter labeled with the new date, and I just added the correct amount of quarts of oil right in here, sucked it right out of here. No need to drain from the drain plug, just drain from the oil drain plug. Just suck it right out of here, put this back in when you're all empty, put the right amount right back in. And there you have it. Boat's running good, driving good, all serviced. Now we're gonna drop it in, go for a little test ride, make sure everything cools up, thermostat's open, oil pressure's good, no water in the drive oil. Just go for a little ride. But that's it. Dewinterize commissioning and servicing your boat prior to the spring or summer launch. Hope you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Makin Motor Moves. Go check out our other videos. All right, see you guys. Thanks. Oh God, I hate gear lube. Hate it. Yeah, you're all dirty too. Good Lord, hang on. Got it. Here's that drive. No problems there. Spins nicely. Got our drive over here. Bravo 1 upper gear case, 1.5 to 1 ratio, 2732 splines. To the Bravo 3 lower unit. Both drives should be 2.0 to 1 ratio, which means for every 2 turns of the engine, we got 1 revolution down here. There it is. Time to drink a beer and just get this guy ready to be on the water. I'll check back in.